I can tell you, when I have to speak narcissism, sometimes I hate it a lot. Okay? So for example, if your client is Michael Scott, and you were going to get him intrinsically motivated to work with you, you'd have to figure out what is of interest to him. What does he like? What is important to him? Right? If you've seen the show, what's important to Michael Scott? Being part of the office and being liked, right? Everything he does is about being liked in the office, so that he's recognized and he's stroked and he's seen as special and caring. But it's not about the people in the office. It's about the reflection that he gets from that. So we know if being liked is so important to Michael Scott, how could you phrase it? How could you speak narcissist to Michael Scott, who doesn't want to see you to begin with, who was probably mandated to see you, right? Because it's either go see this person or we're going to fire you. So he comes to see you anyway, and then you have to figure out how to talk to him in a way that gets him intrinsically motivated. Aren't you pumped to work with him? Right? And he's not even that bad. Right? So if Michael Scott was my client, what I would say to him is, you know, I've worked with a lot of different folks and stuff like that. And sometimes when I work with folks, I can help them be or become more socially potent. That people recognize what they really bring to the table, what's unique and special about them, so people can see that in them. It's something I've just been able to do. I've helped some people do that. He's going to hear that. That's what he wants. Let me ask you, right? You remember, right, when he's sitting there, that guy that he's sitting with at the lunch table was Toby, right? And Toby's telling him this heartfelt story about divorce and stuff like that, and Michael Scott pushes that tray onto the floor. If you saw that, would you think Michael Scott is a nice guy? No. You think he's a jerk. Right? Maybe even a narcissistic jerk, right? If you knew that narcissistic was there. What if you're working with Michael Scott? Okay. And he, because you worked with him, you're speaking narcissism, he understands, right, that you're not going to hurt him, you're underneath the veneer of perfectionism, right? And you talk to him about managing emotions, or managing the reactions you have when people have emotions, right, that are in your vicinity, in your interpersonal circle. Right? And you told them, you know, if someone's telling you a story, right, and it's an activating event, did you know, instead of acting outwardly, you can turn it off. You don't have to listen. You can make a choice to listen or not. But when you engage behaviorally, other people may misinterpret that. And if they misinterpret that, they may not see how socially potent you are. And that's not what we want to do, right? Let me ask you, so if you're working with Michael Scott and he's in that situation again, right? And that guy Toby's talking about all the, you know, his divorce feelings with his parents and all this other stuff, and Michael Scott does not push that onto the floor, but in his head, he learns how to just tune it out. Is that helpful? Is that a success? A lot of therapists, I think it is. A lot of therapists argue, no, because he's still narcissistic. Yeah, if you believe that you are going to cure narcissistic, borderline, antisocial, cluster B personality disorders, I know I should have told you that this morning, but all right, but that's not going to happen. What the goal is to attenuate those beliefs, behaviors, and patterns and help them get what they want in a more adaptive and healthy way.